All right, we're back. Hi, everybody. I'm back. I have a special, very professional co host today. We are missing one half of Perfect Chaos because he is still at home in East Tennessee, but today he is replaced by one half of the actual chaos in our house.
Hey, what is?
Just saying.
I don't cause chaos.
Hmm. What was it you used to, Thomas the Train used to say when you watched it?
I don't know.
Sir Topham Hatt, you have caused confusion and delay, Thomas. Just saying.
I don't cause any confusion or delay.
Okay,
Ever.
whenever you say. All right, so we are still at TETA Summer Institute. Today is really the first big day that things are kind of getting kicked off. There was registration last night. There was the vendor kind of celebration last night. There was golf tournament and a frisbee golf event yesterday. But today's been the first day of, like, we had the keynote that was great. We've had sessions. We got the vendor hall open. We've had two great meals. Um, so this has been, I think it's been a ton of fun so far. What do you think, Alyssa?
I think it's been a lot of fun. I got a lot of shiny things earlier.
A lot of shiny things. Alyssa has determined that her favorite part of conferences is
Free.
the free stuff in the vendor hall. And teacher conferences, they tend to give away fun, free stuff. So I think she was pretty stoked about that. We've talked to people about being Elwoods.
We have because it is a pretty accurate description.
That is a pretty accurate description. Um, she's gotten to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we're looking away from each other.
We can't figure out the camera.
The cameras are just, in our defense. David can't either. He would not be helpful at this moment, so it's okay.
We just won't tell him that.
Well, no, we're not going to tell him that. That would be ugly. We wouldn't do that. But we are kind of having fun. Um, this is, I think it's a fun trip for the two of us.
Mhm.
So you got a T-shirt, right?
Yes. I don't remember what company. I really can't.
I don't remember that. I think it was Epic.
It was something blue.
I think it was Epic. What was your favorite vendor in the vendor hall?
Well, somebody from a Promethean company was there with a projector, and
Right?
they had math problems that you solved to
About that,
evolve the wall.
the Lou, I think is what he called it. Was the Lou projector?
I have no clue. Uh, so that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then anything that had something shiny.
Something shiny. You got a dinosaur, right?
I did get a dinosaur.
Yes. We really like the Ed Puzzle booth.
That's true. I also got a couple of
Couple of pins,
to add to my little Tennessee Congress one.
right? Um, we got some pins and stickers. Got to talk to Ed Puzzle. We talked to Adobe.
We did.
So lots of people here to talk to, lots of people to learn from. Um, I know tonight we're doing kind of a fun event, right?
Yes, we are going to the Museum of Science and History, the Memphis version.
Yes,
Um,
called the Pink Palace.
that's in it. That's a part of it.
Oh, I thought the museum was in the Pink Palace.
No, I think the Pink Palace is part of the museum.
Oh, we'll let you know on that for sure. But did you know the history of the Pink Palace?
No.
Do you know why? So it's got pink marble in it. And the man that had it built and had the pink marble brought in, here's a little tie to your heritage. We'll go, oh my goodness. I don't know what that was.
It's somebody throwing a flatbed cart.
Oh, it sounded like the drums were coming for us.
Nope, that was somebody dropping a flatbed.
Okay. See, she can see things that I can't because there's a pole. But So the man, back to the Pink Palace, because I think this is really neat. Um, the man that had the Pink Palace built and owned it was the man that owned the Piggly Wiggly chain of grocery stores.
Well, okay.
So tell everybody how that connects to you. Do you know how that connects to you?
Yes, I know how it connects to me because my nana and granddaddy owned two.
They don't. Yeah, two. I
Yeah,
think
because
one in
they had
Oneida.
one in where the um, old dollar store used to be. They had one in there before that, and then they had one where the cash saver was.
No, Oneida and Jefferson City.
Oh, yeah.
So when I was a kid, Nana and Granddaddy, so they're my grandparents, her great grandparents, they took me. I got to go to the Piggly Wiggly convention. So we will have to take some pictures and send them to Granddaddy
Okay.
at the Pink Palace.
He'll never answer.
He might. He normally answers me.
No.
But um, we will keep that going. Try to post some pictures tonight. What do you think? This is your first education
No,
conference.
it's
You
not.
okay? Which other ones did I take you to?
It's not my first education conference. I've been to TIMSA.
TIMSA is EMS education.
Is an education.
It is an education conference, but this is a different. This is a different thing.
It's interesting. I'll say I'm very confused about most of what's going on. Because I'm a pre-law student now,
Right.
was pre-med before that,
Right.
so I don't really know a lot of what's going on. But some of the stuff through the vendors is some of the stuff I see that is being used in our classroom.
Right.
Um,
Right. Because you
and-
found some things that you're using in your classroom, in your
Yeah.
class at school, right?
yeah, so it's some of those of like, it's kind of interesting to see where it comes from,
Mhm.
and other ways that it's being used, and then see the way that it's used in ours. So that's been kind of an interesting part of being able to see like what we use and what else we could use depending upon
Right.
what person whatever decides to use.
Right.
So that part's been nice, and then like it's kind of an interesting thing to see because as a student you see a lot of one side of it, and only being
Right.
a student you only see that one side of it. And if you don't go into education or anything like that, like you never really know or see the other side of it. So it's kind of interesting to see how that all works, and how all of those interactions go, and just kind of to see how wide that community really is.
Mhm.
So that's been a huge thing is people are knowing each other from Florida, Texas, like
Mhm.
people from all over the country
Yep.
are knowing people.
Vendors. Yeah, we know the vendors from all over, and it's neat. That's one of the things when I went to ISTE. That was the big thing is that it's that international conference, so it was huge. But you do, one of the people that I know from California,
They're doing construction.
they are doing construction in the schools, so hopefully you can kind of hear us. But oops. So one of the people that I know from California, actually, she was on the same flight as I was, going from Atlanta to Philadelphia. So that was really neat. I think you've kind of gotten a little bit of the sense of some of what TETA is about, and the tech, but also how do we use the tech, and who's in charge of the tech. So Summer Institute is the first 2 days that are considered Summer Institute are kind of geared towards the um, CTOs and technology coaches. And then the last day, which is Teacher Day, will be all teachers. So I'm interested to hear what you have to say on Friday.
Yeah.
Because I think it's two separate groups of people, and you got a lot of combination in there. Like there's teachers here for Summer Institute, there'll be CTOs for Teacher Day. It's not necessarily a segregated. You have to be here and you have to be here. There is a lot of crossover and getting to see people and that kind of thing. But just that almost that feeling of, okay, let's just all figure out how to do the things and make them better. And I feel like that maybe is one of those things that TETA does really well. Is just kind of building those bridges and networks and that kind of thing. Um, I don't know what other things have you thought were pretty interesting.
I told you, I got a bunch of shiny stuff.
She got a bunch of shiny stuff.
So I've kind of been on that for the last few hours. I'm a simple person to entertain.
Alyssa likes the shiny things.
Yeah.
But I got something you didn't.
You did get a Rubik's Cube.
Because my friend Dina.
But guess what it says?
My friend Dina is a middle school library media specialist. And she brought me this insanely cute Rubik's Cube that has her school logo on it and says BMS.
Hashtag Go Tigers.
I can do without the Go Tigers, but we're going to let her go with it. But so she brought me that. So Dina and I always meet up at TETC, and she's part of the Instructional Learning Network. And so she brought that for me. I was super excited. I need to get her address so I can send her a Perfect Chaos sticker once we get, once those come in, which I did hear from the other half of the chaos at our house that the Perfect Chaos stickers are in. So
before my cat killed him.
Yes, the Perfect Chaos stickers got there. So we may or may not have Braden when we get back, but we do have stickers.
Yeah, every time he's called, the call has been ended with him screaming and my cat chasing him. So
yes,
you know.
Now, before anybody gets super concerned, her cat is all of like
10 pounds.
A foot long, maybe.
Yeah.
She's tiny.
She's very small.
This is we don't have like a jaguar.
You know, I did ask.
You did ask. Alyssa has been showing me lots of TikToks of cute animals and asking me if we can have a jaguar. So
she did say no, but to be fair, she said no about the cat too.
I did say no about the cat too.
And then I just came home with one.
Then she just came home with it.
And now she loves her.
I do love her.
Sweet little Addie.
Sweet Addie.
She makes life interesting.
I don't know that I would call her sweet.
She is precious.
I would call her precious.
She's mean.
But I would not call her sweet.
She's very mean. But to be fair, she lives up to her name.
Yes. To be fair, you are also mean sometimes.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't believe that I am saying anything not to be said.
You know, maybe not. But that did not mean that it was unnecessary.
Okay. So, we didn't get David on here. He's back at the office working, trying to hold things down, trying to do the good things, teach the people. We want lots of paramedics, but if you see this, make sure that you say hi to David so that he doesn't feel left out, because we don't want him to feel left out. Next week, I won't have Alyssa as a co-host. I'll be back to David.
No, I'll be in the background, and whenever you see her struggling to talk and, she keeps laughing, that's usually my fault.
It is usually her fault, but next week you're not going to be there, so it can't be your fault. So there's that. I don't know. What do we think? You have attended.
We think that you should take me to TETA.
We have attended lots of conferences.
We really think that you should just take me to TETA.
Well, that is not my choice. That's your father's conference.
And he seems very good and determined that he will apparently never take me down.
He is not taking you. Well, last time y'all went, you got in a wreck. So
that wasn't my fault. I was trying to sleep.
It wasn't his fault either.
No, apparently it was the car's fault.
Yes, that's what everybody says now that he's had another wreck in the same manner.
Almost a year apart.
11 months apart. But if you're watching this,
tell David to take me to TIMSA.
Okay. Alyssa says tell David to take her to TIMSA. What I was going to say is if you're watching this, make sure if you're at TETA, make sure you come say hi to us. If you're at Summer Institute or if you're at Teacher Day, we are set up over here pretty much right across from the registration tables. So in a great spot. We've got room for more people to come podcast with us because I'm doing the Educate and Elevate podcast for TETA. And if you are not at TETA, but you're going to be at TIMSA, make sure you check us out next week. Make sure that you come get the stuff to do the scavenger hunt because it's going to be a ton of fun.
And make sure that the bonus question, the bonus point, it has to happen.
It has to happen. It does.
But to reiterate, the first rule of the bonus point is to not talk about the bonus point.
That is correct. And the second rule of the bonus point?
Is to not talk about the first rule. I've never watched Fight Club.
Okay. I don't think I've ever watched Fight Club either, to be totally honest with you.
I don't remember the second rule.
The second rule is remember the first rule, I think.
I don't know.
We'll
get David will watch this later, and we'll get a text saying you're
yes.
both wrong. This is the movie quote, and he'll relate back to us.
David will clear up in the comments the Fight Club rules, but the rule about the bonus question is you cannot spill the beans about the bonus question. Just saying. So we will get back on here. Let's see. We're about midway through the day today, so we'll try and do this about same time-ish tomorrow.
No.
We think?
Not from me.
Somewhere in there?
I will still be here.
You will still be here.
You are my ride home.
I am your ride home. She did tell me yesterday she was not going to come home, though.
I did tell her that.
She had Whataburger, and we went to IKEA. And that pretty much sealed the deal. That
and
she
Bass
is,
Pro.
And Bass Pro. The Bass Pro Pyramid, the 8th wonder of the world.
It is.
And she saw the mighty Mississippi.
I did.
So it's been a big week for Alyssa.
It has.
It has been a very big week for Alyssa.
And we figured this out yesterday in true amazing miracle fashion. We will be able to attend the grand opening of a Whataburger.
Did you figure out that we will be able to?
I'm like 98% sure.
Okay.
Truthfully. I don't think I ever actually checked, but I'm pretty sure.
So there is a brand new Whataburger getting ready to open here in Arlington, Tennessee. And Alyssa really, really wants to go to the grand opening. So Whataburger in Arlington. Sponsor her. And please open this store before Friday so that I can take her to the grand opening because we're leaving Friday to come home. So I think I have to get her Whataburger one more time this week. All right. We'll see you next time. But until then, even though I'm not David to say it, remain calm in your perfect chaos.